What is up, guys? This is Neocrown playing Path of Exile 2 in Dawn of the Hunt 0.20H, and I am testing the lightning version of the build, and at the moment this is what we have. Valako's Vice, which converts our fire damage to lightning damage. I'm still running Thrill Steel as usual since the start. The only difference with the lightning version compared to the cold version and the deepest tower setup is that we are taking these nodes here, which gives us lightning damage with hits is lucky. Lucky means the damage rolls twice. So for example, between 11,000 and 20,000, sorry, between 11,000 and 20,000, the damage number will roll twice and the higher number will be chosen. And this occurs 30% of the time, which is a third. So it's in the POB, it's about 10% more damage. All right, that's pretty good. And we have this node anointed, Wildstorm, which means we have 50% more maximum lightning damage. So because we have a chance to roll the higher number, making this number bigger means there's a higher likelihood of rolling high numbers. Basically, that's the math. And this is also about 10% more damage. We're taking curse magnitudes and exposure effect. So in total, the build will have 25 plus 30 lightning exposure, and we're applying exposure with this solar orb lightning exposure when it shocks enemies. We can use lightning exposure in the main link, but we'll drop a damage setup. But this can also apply exposure for us, so that's not too bad. The other thing is, what else is there for the build? The trees looks the same. We're not changing this setup. We're still using bolstering implants and advanced thaumaturgy. The curse is conductivity, obviously, and we also have voltaic mark, which makes enemies more likely to get shocked, and also increases the shock effect. This node here has magnitude of shock, but I don't really think it's necessary. We're running Berserk. So we're dropping Frostbomb, and conductivity is at the moment, what is it applying? Lightning resistance removed is 50%. So we're removing 50% of lightning resistance. Cool. So let's try it out in Breach. Tier 4 Breach as usual. As I can showcase the clear and the bossy. Alright. Here we go. Breach, lightning version. Now if you want it to be safe, if we wanted to purely freeze enemies with lightning damage, we can use 3 dragons. So we can use this helmet if we wanted to freeze enemies. We just make a swap. But I'm just going to showcase the build with just pure onslaught. We're not freezing. We're just purely doing damage. Alright, let's hopefully I can take this boss down with this setup. I haven't tried the boss with the lightning setup, but I've done so many boss runs that I should know the mechanics now. So again, solar orb to get Pond of Blood, and the beauty with solar orb compared to Frostbomb is that solar orb has no cooldown. You can continuously cast solar orb, and that's the beauty of it. The enemies are not loading for us. Chaos Mob at the front. Okay, cool. 30-second at the first checkpoint. Lovely. Actually, I didn't check my resistances, whether I had sufficient resistances. Now that I swap things, maybe our resistances aren't that great. Uh, 10 or 15 seconds at this part is fine. No retreats. Get the bow and the boots, I guess. Cool. Alright. We go. Did I change anything? The rage. Do I want Curse Ground or not? I don't think I want Curse Ground, because the curse will last forever. Last a long time.
We that dreamed. We nightmare.
Rage going.
That our one.
Version still doesn't feel that great. I mean, it's not bad, but hand. Okay, we lagged a bit. Now, Oh, that was a lightning version. But, I mean, I tried. Didn't feel as good as the cold version. And what's with this ground effect? Cool. What's this unique? Pandemonies, of course. Of course, of course, of course. Nothing good. Good.
No room.
Chaos Res will take. Nothing good. Oh, okay. It's a combination. That's good. Crown. Sure. Cool. That's it. I'm not sure what this is. It's supposed to be a bug. And that's the lightning version. Again, numbers wise, in the POB, 232 KDPS. I would say not as good as our other setup. We tried to make this work. Not as good as our other setup. Now, the main problem with, once again, setting the rage setup is that this is slow. It's only 2 rage per second. We can set it up before, I guess, if you wanted. And when we're dodging things, look, the rage goes away when we're dodging. So this is not that good of a setup. Yeah, didn't feel as great. But once again, I'm playing Artillery Ballista starter, mid game, end game, and I've tested out all the other things. I've tested out Deepest Tower setup. I'll post the Deepest Tower setup video first. Deepest Tower has the highest skill ceiling, but it's got the worst feeling when you play. It just doesn't feel great. Low life, shield frozen, shock is 20 for the Deepest Tower setup, and the numbers are reasonable. I don't manipulate the numbers unless we don't actually have it in the build. Maim, we apply maim. Blind, we apply blind. And Deepest Tower would use execute. Font of Rage we don't use. Aura we would use. Frostbomb, we use this one instead of the lightning version, so we just turn that off. Aura is Berserk, exposure, and that one, yep, good. And Deepest Tower setup would be using this. I would be taking that. I'll be using not Whispers of Doom, I'll be using the not Unwavering Stance, be Chaos Inoculation. This one, Chaos Inoculation. We'll be taking these nodes. Look, 30,000 DPS. An Amulet, we would be taking Stars Aligned, and the Megalomaniac would be something with Finishing Blows. And Deepest Tower setup, we can also use Siege Cascade. Look, Deepest Tower setup, 812,000 DPS compared to the Deepest Tower setup is the most damage from the build. Forget the lightning setup. Lightning setup, shock. There's only so much shock effect we can scale. We can only scale shock effect to like 25. And I'm applying shock with the companion. The companion is already applying a 20% effect shock. We don't need lightning damage. Trust me. Cold is the way to go because of the safety. And with cold, we can play around with Deepest Tower. And Deepest Tower, we would take these notes. For the Presence AoE, we'd drop some of the damage here. And we would also, with this, use some Presence Jewels, which I also have in the tree. So 21% increase Presence area of effect. So we just swap our normal ones with the Presence AoE, and we actually have more presence than we started. So the presence setup is the most damage, but the best feel. Ultimately, I've tested everything. I can only recommend the normal cold version. It's like got a mix of everything. It's like super fast. It's like the damage from this setup is purely reliant on which is non it doesn't rely on rage, number one. Rage is a good bonus, but it purely dives into exposure and reducing enemy resistance. So we can drop enemy resistance by at least 86%. And that's for pinnacle bosses. I think they have 75% res or something. We take it down to negative, and that in itself is a lot of damage. And cold just feels really good. So yeah. So I would definitely go with the cold version as an end game setup. This is New Crown. If you have any other questions, feel free to hit me up. I can do a final guide video to end things once and for all. For example, like, you know, what stats to get on the rings, like cold damage to attacks, or, you know, attacks on rings matter, but attacks on weapon doesn't matter. And as well as, I think some people have been asking me about a few other things. Oh, actually, did I have my minimap up during that fight? Hopefully I didn't, because some people have been telling me I've got my minimap up during boss fights the whole time, and I don't remember whether I did that, but that's alright. And, you know, technically the build, we can squeeze out a few more things. We can get like maybe 20% more damage from the build. So if I corrupt my gem, my artillery ballista gem, if I corrupt this, I can get 21, level 21, or more quality. I can get +1 on the amulet. So instead of +2, I'll get +3 projectile. So, you know, we can squeeze a bit more damage. But I think we've taken the boss with the most health in the game. Tier 4 Xesht, he's got what, 34 million HP, and we've taken them down each time without any problems. And, you know, this will be my starter next league, or when the game finally comes out, if they have no changes to the build. This is ethical DPS. Like, we're scaling so much into one particular area to make the build work. Like, we're scaling into exposure, or we're scaling into lightning damage. There's so many ways to scale the build. I would say maybe the only version I haven't showcased is the Pure Fire version, and the Pure Fire version uses Death Articulated gloves. So these gloves make it so that we'll be at max rage the whole time. So there's no conversion. Pure Fire, Death Articulated. That version, I would say, would be comparable DPS to the Deepest Tower setup. But yeah, this is New Crown. I'm signing off. I'll link the POB for the lightning version below. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks guys, thanks for watching, see ya.